Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Tim Legler, along with our reporter, Allie LaForce. Looking now at some numbers for De'Aaron Fox.
And he's fallen out of favor a little bit in their offense, at least compared to how he was being used earlier in the season. His usage percentage is down over the past 5 games. Maybe he'll be more involved here tonight.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. They've got Miles Bridges. Anthony Edwards out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Rudy Gobert, and it's Reed in at the 4. And for the Hawks, Alexander Walker in at shooting guard and Reza Shea at the small forward. Johnson and Okongwu man the post position. And it's Young in at the point. So Atlanta will get the first possession. Well, it's a festive night in the NBA and all across the world. New Year's Eve. Greg, do players enjoy taking the court tonight?
Yeah, most do. It comes with the territory of being a pro athlete. And I'll tell you guys what, these fans are pumped up. This is going to be a great atmosphere.
Now, here's Reed. Following the missed shot by Onyeka Okongwu. And he gets it to go.
Well, that's just a mistake on defense. No one got a body on him.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Young for 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. And so Edwards will bring it up for the Timberwolves. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season.
And this was as even a matchup as you'll find in the NBA. Split the season series down the middle, one apiece.
Well, you've got 2 teams, one from each conference, trying to reach that upper echelon. Should be an interesting matchup.
Not going to go that time.
Defense did just enough to force that miss. I really expected him to get 2 there.
Young from outside buries it from 3-point range.
Well, this is one of the most fearless perimeter shooters in this league. Trae Young has the ultimate green light.
And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
I briefly spoke with Quinn Snyder. Immediately, Anthony Edwards came up in our conversation, and Coach kind of chuckled and said, well, I don't know if anyone on the planet can slow this kid down. He's on his way to becoming one of the best in the league, if he's not there already. Looks like they're going to roll the dice on one of the league's most talented players. Back to you.
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you.
Well, it's early on in this one. Only one basket to speak of. There is time to start working together.
Pass to Gobert. Young against Fox. Shot clock at 5. In the corner, it's Bridges. With the second effort. Rebound by Johnson.
That's an awesome defensive effort. A great contest right at the rim.
And there's the foul. It's on Miles Bridges. That is his first foul of the game. The Timberwolves making a switch here. DiVincenzo's checked in. Here's Okongwu. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Okongwu with a screen on DiVincenzo. And Okongwu slams it in.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? Reza Shea has done a lot to quiet the doubters after being the #1 overall pick in 2024.
Well, in a draft without a lot of star power at the top, the Hawks took the kind of prototype wing you can't have too many of. And he has made good on that pick. Well, Johnson should get credit right there for staying ready and making himself available off the ball.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Good.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
Now, here's Okongwu. Okongwu with a screen on DiVincenzo. A nice shot by Young.
And that's just too easy for Young. The D has to guard him a lot better than that beyond the arc.
Picked by Reed. Down low. Picked off in midair. Young inside. Guarded by Fox. And Young with the basket on the assist by Johnson.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Oh, here's Edwards. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Atlanta leading by 3. Here's Rizichet. Nothing on the board. Inside. Here's Johnson. Young with no one around. No good on the 3. Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Bridges a screen on Young. To the middle. Outside, Fox. No good with the triple. For Atlanta, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. And Okongwu slams it in.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. And he gets the bucket.
Not only a jump shooter, Bridges is also dependable at knowing how to get it done inside.
And Young kicks to Johnson. Pass to Rizichet. Young outside. 5 on the clock. Hands it from downtown. Young's got 11 points.
Well, he is so effective on ball, we know that. But Young is also a great shooter off the catch.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guy. This is checked in for Atlanta. Daniels comes in for Rizichet. Looking at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks, it was a loss to the Thunder.
Yeah, so close in that one, but that's of no solace to the players. They played their hearts out.
Look, I know it's easier said than done, but you've got to just move on. You can't dwell on it and let it affect the next performance.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. Still without a basket. To the paint, here's Reed. Porzingis with the block.
And there was a time when Porzingis was good for several rejections at the rim like that per game. Most would-be scorers have learned that about him.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Timberwolves trail by 8. And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, the Atlanta Hawks this summer, adding frees Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Luke Kennard, this team is now possessing a stacked wing rotation. And with this infusion of playmaking and shooting, guys, they could be pretty tough to deal with now.
Wow, a team to be reckoned with. All right, Shams, we thank you for the report. Now, here's DiVincenzo. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Reed with a screen for Fox, and they call an illegal screen here. And as we're reaching the end of the calendar year, here's a great chance to delve into the updated power rankings. You take a look at the Celtics. They sink a little bit here in the rankings, still, though, remaining in the top 5.
You know, right now for the Timberwolves, they're happy with their ranking. Also, they understand what needs to be done to climb. Plenty of time with half the season remaining.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
So oftentimes illegal screens fall into a gray area, but that time he got called for it.
And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Outside Daniel. To Porzingis. Porzingis is double. Here's Fox driving to the basket. And the layup's good off the glass. And now just a 4-point Hawks lead for Atlanta. They've gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. The grind of the NBA season wears on, but what a pleasure this year is turning out to be. Let's check out the West and see how the standings look. You look at Minnesota. They're fourth in the conference and looking to make a move the latter part of the season.
Well, I think for Minnesota, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Well, this is kind of where we expected them to be. They're a very good team, maybe even great, but they are still one level below the very top.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Miller's checked in for Reed. Pat Connaughton comes in for Edwards. Ellis is checked in for Fox. And Ball subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. Now here's Ellis. To the wing on the left. And the wide open shot from Connaughton. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Outside Daniel. It's to Porzingis. And stolen by Miller. Oh, and here we go. Ellis has got it. The fast break chance. 1:14 left to play in the first quarter. Down low. Daniels with the steal. Fast break, the Hawks. Three-pointer on the way. Miller grabs the miss. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They trail by 1. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Yeah, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
They were so precise with their execution. They didn't make many mistakes on either end, and that took the crowd out of the game.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
The Hawks shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. First free throw is good. And the Hawks making a change here. Johnson's checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. There's 39 seconds left to play here in the first. Now, here's Ball. 17 points for him last game against Chicago. Good on the shot. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
They are just killing them on the interior.
It's his first trip to the line.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
He's off on the first. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Newell. He hits the second from the line. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 12-3 run right now. To the inside. It's tipped. Here's Krejci. He's guarded by Ellis. Here's Daniels. Basket good.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Trae Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Atlanta Hawks. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. Back to the action in just a minute. And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Hawks.
Right off the bat, they're going after the ball, looking to jump into the passing lanes and create some steals in transition.
And their ball pressure has been a major story in this one. Their ability to create turnovers and then turn that into offense. What a huge difference that has made.
The post pairing, Johnson along with Porzingis. Daniels out there with Kennard, and it's Krejci in at the 3 slot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. Inside, here's Bagley. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
And at this stage, this is where Bagley feels most comfortable. He knows he has the size and touch to score inside.
Here's Johnson, and the Hawks getting another basket right there.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Bagley, the screen to the middle. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Bagley's got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, just great instincts there in the pick and roll. Like how fierce Bagley cuts after setting the pick.
Pass to Kennard. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That's his first foul. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. The Timberwolves trail. Over in the corner, Ellis. Good on the three-point shot. Ellis has got 6.
Well, those are the ones you're happy to get every trip down the floor if you can.
Left side, Daniel. Here's Porzingis. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Showing why he's an elite talent. Porzingis making difficult physical finishes look effortless.
Porzingis. One time.
On the free throw, no good. And you think of the different styles of play. Tim, is there one that you prefer watching?
I personally like variety, Kevin. I like certainly three-point shooting. That's how I made my living. But I also want to see post play. And I want to see teams that also can beat you with isolation sets as well. I think those are the toughest teams to defend. They can hit you from any area.
They sure can. Bagley with the block.
And a skilled shot blocker to boot. Love how Bagley uses that height and reach to stifle shooting.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks. The Hawks star Trae Young and Coach Quinn Snyder are both very close. Young said that's the type of relationship we have. It's not forced, it's just genuine. We both want to see each other succeed, and we know we need each other and everybody else around us. Back to you.
A good partnership. Thanks so much for the report, Allie. Porzingis with the block.
And with that 7'6" wingspan, Porzingis has always been a big-time shot blocker.
Johnson outside. Pass to Kennard. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Bagley with a screen on Kennard. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Yeah, but the defenders draped all over him. He just could not shake loose.
Good work there as it goes.
And as a scorer, Daniels can really work inside with that size.
There's a good screen. Inside. Porzingis with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
And boy, did he get up to reject that shot. That's as fundamental as defense gets.
Trae Young, he's checked in for Atlanta. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Edwards, he's checked in for Keon Ellis. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. Their offense, stone cold. Another miss there. Young in the corner. Fires the three. With that miss, he is now 4 for 7 from the field. Timberwolves trail by 4. Tim, it feels like the bigger the stakes, the better we're going to see Trae Young play.
Well, Kevin, he's had his moments in the playoffs, and he embraces the spotlight, home or away. He won't shy from being the villain. That's the kind of chip he plays with.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws of this game.
And the game Bagley has reminds me a little bit of Chris Bosh, a sweet lefty who plays with force and passion.
Okongwu's checked in for Atlanta. Alexander Walker comes in for Daniel. Reed, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Miles Bridges comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Okongwu is now starting, Tim, and coming off the bench his first handful of seasons, I think got him ready for this role he's in right now.
He has been a good defender from day one, but his offensive game now starting to show some growth. He's stretching his shooting range, and he is showing you some growth as a playmaker as well.
Reed, good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist. Fox has got 4 assists in the game.
And Fox can just explode out of the pick and roll to get to his spot.
To the paint, it's tipped. And now the fast break, Fox with the ball. Edwards with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. For Minnesota, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
An already legendary trash talker and fiery competitor, Edwards' hunger to win and be an all-time great is admirable.
Zachary Rizachet is checked in for the Hawks. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for the Timberwolves.
And one of the responsibilities with being a great player is making free throws.
And Okongwu slams it in. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
Over in the corner, Edwards. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. And so Young will bring it up with the Atlanta Hawks. Rizachet wide open. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Minnesota's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let him fly. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
How about the balance and focus? Knock Bridges around all you want, but he is determined to score.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
And, guys, I love the movement, doing a great job of just getting the ball on a string, creating some opportunities.
And you can't overlook what they've done in the paint as well. A huge part of their success in this one.
And that one misses. Tim, in your career, you played at every level of basketball, pro and college and before. What's the single biggest change in your mind as far as professional basketball outside the NBA?
Well, Kevin, I think globally the level of play has just risen dramatically. There's a much greater belief now that you can actually make it to the league, even if you're playing outside this country. And then the G League has created a much more streamlined path for those who want to work their way into the league.
G League has been terrific.
Sure has.
They set the pick. In the corner, it's Bridges. That's in, coming off the assist from Edwards. Bridges has got 5 points in the quarter. Hawks have gone 7 of 13 from the field since the start of the second. Outside, Porzingis. Bounce pass from Alexander Walker. Young, right side. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good.
Well, after lighting it up from deep in the first quarter, they have quieted him down.
Gobert with a screen for Ball. Just 5 to shoot to the inside. Rizachet with the steal. Young with the ball. Picked up by Edwards. Back to Alexander Walker. Down low to the left side wing. Launches a three. The shot missing. Excellent D there from Ball. And it's Miller in the corner. Gobert, no good.
And you see the bench react as that layup doesn't drop. That's not exactly what they were expecting.
Count the basket.
Well, Richardson has decent size, and he uses it well that time to put points on the board.
Gobert with a screen on Young. In the corner, it's Bridges. From deep. Here's Gobert. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got 6 rebounds here tonight. Young outside. A 3-ball. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Timberwolves trail. There's the pick. Over in the corner, Edwards. Edwards drills the 3.
And that corner pocket triple. Terrific shot by Edwards from deep.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, his impact on the glass is drifting downward. You know, sometimes as a player, your focus shifts. You redirect your energy toward other phases of the game. And that could be what's happening here. But obviously, it's a bit of a concern going forward.
The Timberwolves leading. Connaughton with a screen on Okongwu. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Rizier in the corner. And the dunk by Rizier.
Yeah, if you give Rizier a chance at the rim, he's going to make you pay.
Frank, their unselfish play has really been impressive.
They're trusting one another out there, wanting to get each other involved. This is great basketball.
They get it back. Gobert, no good. Hawks shooting at 51%. Really solid. Alexander Walker finds Young. Young is double. Alexander Walker on the wing. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
It's the power of the two-man game. After all these years, it's still the most difficult set to defend.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Tie game in Atlanta. And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
I'm here with Chris Finch. Coach, what worked in that first half, and are there any changes that you'd like to see?
Yeah, we're just, playing good defense for the most part. We got to stop fouling a little bit. We're just making enough shots down here to hang in there. We've just got to step up and make shots when they come to us.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Allie, thank you. And, folks, we'll be back with you right after this halftime break.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. They're thinking about the shot. Give it up for the participants.
Welcome to the half, as we first take a quick glance at the injury report from around the league.
They're missing their multi-tool. Barnes does a little of everything for them, so it's not next man up, it's next men up.
Yeah, complete team effort.
And moving on to the Timberwolves now. They're in the midst of a close game.
I'm impressed with their effort on the glass. Big positive in my book. They just need to keep it up, Ernie.
Yeah, that's been their big advantage thus far. Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
And this offense continues to find him in his sweet spots from deep.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. Reed is out there with Gobert. Then it's De'Aaron Fox. Then there's Anthony Edwards. And it's Bridges in at the three, the small forward.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Yeah, it's been a close matchup, which we expected, and this could very well come down to some big shots at the end.
You know, a stellar floor general. Young has that uncanny ability to find his guys at the right time.
It seems to be an overlooked part of Trae Young's game, but GA, he's led the NBA in total assists a few times.
No doubt. You initially think about Trae shooting, scoring, but he also runs the offense really well and wants to facilitate.
You have to defend the three-point line. They got lucky he missed that one.
Gobert, the screen. In the corner, it's Bridges. No good from outside. The Hawks trailing. Here's Alexander Walker. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got 6 rebounds in the game. Fox passes to Edwards. Gobert, the screen. Edwards dishes to Gobert. On the wing, Fox. Defended by Alexander Walker. Gobert, no good.
Well, he's not having as much success shooting the ball early as he wanted, but so far, it's not hurting their team performance.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Edwards looking it over. It's tipped. Johnson outside. Young outside. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And here's Fox. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thank you, Kevin. Trae Young is learning to become more of a threat when he's off the ball. He said at every level there's a different type of game. Now, knowing the NBA game, I'm more patient, understanding how the game is, how to control it from the beginning to the end, and how you need to win. Kevin?
Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. The Timberwolves have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line. First one falls for him. Tim, when you think about how the game is currently being played, how hard do you think it is to defend?
It's a lot tougher than it used to be because you have much more ground to cover defensively with the number of three-point shooters that are on the floor, plus the number of guys that understand how to draw fouls.
And the league changes, don't they, in the way they officiate, so that is kind of an ever-changing way to grasp what you do on the defensive end.
Yeah, the league has tried to help defenders, give them a little bit more leeway because of how difficult it is to defend this level of skill.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist. Fox has got 6 assists now in the game.
Yeah, instinctively, too. Fox there looking to be a ball mover, a facilitator.
Pass to Rizichet. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. It's good. Nice touch there from Okongwu.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
To the inside. Here's Reed. Atlanta with the rebound.
Well, that was a great challenge at the rim and a difficult adjustment to make.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Well, defensively, you can't allow that in a game this close.
Reed with a screen on Young. Reed gets the bucket. Reed's got 8 points here in this quarter.
His efficiency throughout this game has really been something, and his team has been able to succeed in large part because of it.
Here's Ricochet. They get the rebound. Johnson. Reed with the block. And here is DiVincenzo. Outside, Fox. 6 on the shot clock. Inside. Now Ricochet. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Change here. Porzingis is checked in. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Marvin Bagley's checked in for Reed. Miller comes in for Bridges. Matthews, he's checked in for De'Aaron Fox. And it's Lonzo Ball in for Dante DiVincenzo.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Johnson, a wide open look. The basket good. Off the assist from Young. And that's now 10 points for Jalen Johnson. And Minnesota has possession. They trail by 1. Bagley the screen to the paint. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Young against Edwards. Outside, Porzingis. Alexander Walker on the wing. Porzingis with a screen on Matthews. 4 on the shot clock. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. And so it's Matthews with it, bringing it up now for the Timberwolves. They lead by 1. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Well, I think that was a product of the pressure. Take your eye off the ball for just a second, and it can lead to a turnover.
Daniels, he's checked in for Okongwu. Here's Alexander Walker. He's covered by Matthews. Daniels kicks to Johnson. Back to Daniels. The Hawks again can't hit. Timberwolves have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Over in the corner, Matthews. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard. Show you the teams that have shot the lights out during the last month. The Timberwolves, number 1.
And over the last month, they've been incredibly efficient from the field. That means they're getting guys shots in their sweet spots.
Here is Matthews. He has yet to score. Miller sets a screen for Matthews. 6 to shoot. Shots good by Miller.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Young pass to Krejci. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
A point-blank range. That is too easy.
The Timberwolves have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Outside, Bagley. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Bagley's got 6 in the quarter.
And you have to have an appreciation for Ball's passing skills. I mean, he just sees the floor beautifully, easily working the ball over to open teammates.
And Young kicks to Porzingis. Back to Young. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
Well, if you're a fan of Trae Young, you have loved all of this. What a night he's had.
Miller with a screen on Young. Left side, Bagley fires the 3. And it's Daniels with the rebound. And has gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. So we're talking about Dyson Daniels here, Greg. Just how incredible a defender is this kid?
I mean, last season he came in second in terms of voting for Defensive Player of the Year, led the league in steals, and this young man's just getting started. Figures to be a problem for a long time.
A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Young outside. Young is doubled. Here's Newell from down in the low post. It goes.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
Young against Ball. And here's Miller outside. Unable to get that one. The Hawks leading. Young with the ball. 13 points in the game. Out to the right wing. Porzingis inside. Working on Bagley.
Yeah, he's got to be mad at himself for missing that one, especially considering the defense didn't really affect him.
Miller with a screen on Young. Over in the corner, Matthews. And it's off from 3-point range. And it's Young at the elbow. The baseline jam. No good there. It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. Hawks lead by 1. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. A chance now to hear Coach Quinn Snyder talking to his team moments ago in the huddle.
Let's just keep playing with the same intensity, okay? On misses, you guys really run in space. Anyone can bring it.
Well, he's trying to get them to maintain that edge right now.
And solid advice from Coach Snyder, wanting his squad to remain engaged.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. The post pairing, Johnson along with Porzingis. Kennard is out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's Krejci in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Bagley with a screen on Daniels. To the middle. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Daniels. Here's Porzingis. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Hawks?
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
And the relentless pace has really taken a toll on the opposition.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Well, I'm surprised because he's a guy you have to key on for something like that. You can't let him get one that easy.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Bagley with a screen on Daniels. On the wing, Fox. And they're unable to get the time basket there. Here's Krejci. And the Hawks getting another basket right there. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away. Bridges is checked in for the Timberwolves. Edwards comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. He was very upbeat and positive, saying to his guys, let's go. I want you guys to up the pace. Look to push the ball up the floor whenever you can. They cannot stop us in transition. Let's see how the team responds. Guys?
All right, Allie, thank you for that. To the inside. Pass to Krejci. 5 to shoot. Daniels with it. Bridges covering. Daniels, no good. And it's Fox with the ball for the Timberwolves. It's a 5-point game. Here's Krejci, guarded by Fox. Johnson outside. Back to Kennard. Here's Porzingis. The 19-footer is on the money. Porzingis has got 4 points this quarter.
A sensational shooter. Porzingis really is a unicorn.
Bridges a screen on Kennard. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. The Hawks leading by 5. And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. Trae Young, he's checked in for the Hawks. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's Kennard. Gobert with the block.
Get that out of here. Gobert doing his job to protect the rim.
Gobert with a screen on Daniels. Back to Connaughton. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Now just a 2-point Hawks lead.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
And here's Young from the arc. The rebound by Kevin Love.
Well, he was shooting the ball from deep in the first half, but he's come up dry ever since.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Here's what the Minnesota Timberwolves have lined up on their schedule. On Saturday, they'll take on Norman Powell and the Miami Heat. And then on Sunday, they're off to Washington to take on the Wizards.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
Young against Ball. To tie it up. Pass to Love. It's good. This game is all even.
And that touch around the rim is just great from Love.
For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Daniels passes to Young. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Gobert with a screen on Young. And man, is this team on a roll right now offensively, Greg. So fun to watch.
They're playing with so much confidence, which is why they're tearing it up on this end.
Young against Ball. Young dishes to Daniels. Kennard for 3. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. The Timberwolves have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. And Connaughton has it in the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got his 9th assist in the game now. Young taking his time here. And they get it. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Gobert with a screen on Young. Down low. And the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert. And it's a 7-point Minnesota lead.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
And one thing about this league we know, momentum can change in an instant. Well, I think at this point the whole team is pressing, but he certainly looks frustrated.
Love with the screen on Young. Ball, the pass to Love. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And the Timberwolves lead by 9.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Johnson in the corner. The Hawks again can't hit.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Yeah, it's just time to settle everything down. Get high percentage looks and then D up.
And here's Ellis for three. Rebounded by the Hawks. Inside. Here's Young. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Wow, that is great resilience by Trae Young. An impressive bucket.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
I'm in love with how they're moving the basketball all game long, and also their ability to move without the ball. That style just makes it so difficult to defend.
Well, they've really been aggressive in the painted area. When that ball goes inside, they are attacking.
And Young, a fiery competitor, someone who enjoys getting under the skin of opposing players.
It's deflected. Now here's Edwards, defended by Alexander Walker, and stolen by Okongwu. It's 2-on-1. Trae Young! The long shot, no good.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there.
Now Reed cleaves it in off the window.
And I like that. Edwards comes off the pick, keeps his options open, and then just makes the right read.
Here's Young. Johnson sets the screen for Young. The three doesn't go.
Yeah, I think he forced that a little bit there. Should have tried for a higher percentage look from the three.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the final quarter. Edwards fires. Bullseye from the corner. Edwards.
And so good off the bounce. Edwards working on his shot off the catch, and it is paying off.
It's Young on the wing. Edwards defending. Fires the three. Bridges with the rebound.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Gobert the screen. There's he. Whoa! What a play!
Oh, my. What a huge flush by Edwards, showing off right now.
Oh, that's an outstanding view from the AT&T Connected Cam. The Hawks trail by 13. And down goes the three.
If any defense gives you that much cushion, you have to take that shot.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Timberwolves.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shot.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I mean, he was a force on the glass. Just incredible effort.
A new lineup here for the Timberwolves. Now, Alexander Walker. Jacks up a three. Can't get it.
Well, if you take low percentage shots, you are going to have difficulty making them.
Here's Miller. Oh, the layup finish off an excellent lead pass.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
And this run should seal this win. What a timely burst.
Rizachet with it. Now Johnson. Shot clock at 5. Okongwu. Oh, the dunk. Now here's DiVincenzo. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And that about wraps it up. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Naz Reid.